Good morning, folks. Welcome to another episode of the 10 Horse Monty YouTube channel, and it is fall. Beautiful fall day. Bluebird skies, the wind's picking up, air temps are like 46. It's supposed to get up to like 75. And fall fishing is junk fishing a lot of times. Got to be prepared. So I got all kinds of stuff on here. I'm not really sure what's going to go on. Just got back from Gatlinburg, so I haven't been on the lake in a while. We've got 3/8 ounce flipping, casting, pitching jig. Got spinnerbait rigged up. Got a chatterbait rigged up. We've got what do we got on here? Oh, we got a punch rig. Gotta have a punch rig. The lake I'm fishing today has a lot of grass, so I'm gonna have my grass fishing stuff, which is, you know, frogs, toads, punching, stuff like that. So I've got that rigged up. I've also got the Ish's Fat Papa in black. I need to trim the skirt on that. It's pretty righteous. Just started throwing this frog. Don't have much experience on it, but it's a lot bigger frog. So we've got the traditional hollow belly frog, and we've got a toad, and then come over here on this side of the boat. I don't know what's gonna work today. I just got a bunch of crap. We got a crankbait on there. That's a little Fritz size 5. Going to try that out. We've got jerkbait. Jerkbait starting to play. Got to have one of these out on your deck too. And back here we've got a Carolina rig. We've got a drop shot on here. We've got a little swim bait. Got a little 3-inch swim bait on a 1/4 ounce Cumberland Pro swim bait head. Got a big jig there. This is a 3/4 ounce football jig. And then we got a little Demiki Stinger 1/4 ounce Texas rig for flipping around the outside of that grass. So we're gonna get out there. I have no idea what's going on. Like I said, as the day develops, I will talk to you about the techniques that are working on that day. So, or on this day. It's actually election day. Don't know who's president yet. Doesn't really matter. I'm going fishing. Definitely not going to waste my day sitting around watching the news media do their thing. But no matter what happens, we're still united, and we're still one great country, and we all got to work together to make this place better. So suck it up, buttercup. Get on with your day. And my day is going to be out there on the water. Here we go. Dang, good bite. That was crazy. Flipped in that mat and a fish blew up on the beaver before it even dropped through, and I missed it. That was a nasty blow up. Midday report. It's tough. It's pretty tough out here. It's hot too. I had to take off my hoodie. So I'm on the Toyota fishing team. Whatever, I'm not. This was like free hoodie I got down there at the Toyota Owners Tournament on Pickwick. I love this thing though. Super comfortable. Anyway, I'm trying to figure out what I want to do. So the couple bites that I have had have been on a frog. I can't get a punching bite. I had one bite and they tore the flippers off my beaver. But that's just not happening. So I've fished some outside grass lines with some moving baits, jerkbait, little swim bait, chatterbait, threw a jig a little bit. No bites. So I'm kind of trying to decide if I want to stay with that frog and just keep trying different sections of the lake, or if I want to completely change up my pattern and stick out, just fish the outside grass line. So that's kind of what I'm pondering. I just took a little break, ate some lunch, and I'm getting ready to go back out there and try to put the pieces together. What would you guys do? Leave some comments. It's just trying to walk you through the day out here. Just a amateur guy out here on the water, trying to figure it all out, trying to piece it together. Sometimes it's hard because if you're not getting a lot of bites, you don't really know what the next piece of the puzzle is. And the only pieces that I've got are a couple frog bites. It's been on secondary points back in the coves. So, you know, should I go keep doing that? I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm actually gonna make a few bait changes. I don't know. I mean, I like fishing grass. I like fishing, I like punching and frogging because this is that time of the year when the mats are really, really thick. And here in another couple weeks, this stuff's all gonna start dying off and it's gonna be over with. It's kind of like sight fishing, you know. People who like to sight fish, they look forward to it in the spring, and you get a limited time to do that. That's kind of how the punching, frogging thing is for me. I mean, you can do it all year long, but it seems like right now it's kind of at its peak. So I got some frog bites, got some feedback on the top of the mats, but nothing punching down through the mats. Water temp, by the way, is 59 degrees, like 58 to 59 degrees, and the mats are still pretty healthy. They're starting to slowly die off a little bit. They're not super crispy green, but they're still really, really healthy. I think we got several more weeks before they'll start dying really bad. The fish will get out of them. There's plenty of bluegill up in the mats, just in certain areas. Just kind of bouncing around looking at different spots and finding some bait. So I'm gonna go back out there, try to put something together, and hopefully I'll catch a few more fish before the day's over. But beautiful day. Bluebird skies, 70 degrees. Got about a 10-mile-an-hour wind out of the south. Just beautiful fall weather. The trees are still got some leaves on the trees. You know, got a little bit of oranges to them. Just depends on which cove you pull into. Some of the coves are really, really lit up. But beautiful fall day. It's an awesome time of year. Okay, I'm done with that. I feel better. Thanks for listening to me. Let's go fishing. That's a nice fish. Nice quality fish. Delicious frog. Just started throwing this first fish I've actually caught on it, but good quality fish. Left a rattle on there. I don't know. That fish blew up on it twice. Second time I got him. It is really tough out here. This is really the second bite I've got. I'm just kind of bouncing around, trying a little bit of stuff. The sun's finally starting to get up. I'm hoping it's going to warm these mats up a little bit and get these fish a little more aggressive because it is super slow. So that's a good sign, a really good sign. There we go. Decent fish. Other on that vicious fat frog. You know, I've been punching. I cannot get them. I can't get a punching bite at all. So I decided to pick up this frog again. And a couple casts. Another nice quality fish. It's got me thinking. Well, I was about to switch up. Start throwing spinnerbait, chatterbait off some of these windy grass lines and stuff. But I keep getting enough bites doing this. I'm going to stay with it because that's what I like to do this time of year. So, nice fish. There we go. Nice fish. Fish bit twice. There we go, man. It is super tough out here for me. I've been doing everything but fishing in the grass. And I just picked up this punch rig and made a couple flips. Caught me one. Decent fish. Man, fall can be like this. It's really tough out here on me today. Managed to catch a few fish, and I tried a bunch of different stuff, but just kind of went back to the grass, and that seems to be where I can get bit. I can't get bit out deep. I did a lot of stuff: chatterbait, swim jig, spinnerbait, jig. So I got a little bit of time to go, but I wanted to just go ahead and say thanks for everything. Appreciate it. Subscribe to the channel if you have not. Share it on social media. Hit that bell notification. What's up, guys? Man, fall fishing can be really tough. It's kind of hit and miss. You have a lot of good days, but then you have a lot of days where you're just trying to put all the pieces together. I spent majority of my day trying to get a moving bait bite. The lake I was in has a lot of grass, and I love fishing grass, but I was forcing myself to stay on the outside of that grass and maybe find some fish deeper. And that's what I did. And I never could make anything happen. You know, I tried a lot of different baits. Well, I ended up sliding up shallow and catching a punching fish and some frog fish. And that's what I wanted to talk to you about. This frog, it's new to me. It's not new to the market. It's been out for a while. But it's something that I got from Greg from Backyard Bassin, which you may know him. We do a live stream on Monday nights at 7:30 Central. But he gave me this River to Seas Fat Matt Daddy last fall, and it was the end of the frog season, so I hadn't really had a chance to fish it much. Well, I've been throwing it around the last couple trips out there, and I like the thing. I really like the thing. Here's the package in case you're wondering. I'll show you the frog real quick. Fat Matt Daddy. There it is. Comes with this little rattle. It's kind of got a little wire harness, and I just left the rattle on there. It's got really long legs. I didn't trim this. This is the way it came out of the package. But it's got a nice fat profile. I like it. It's wider. It's a little bit heavier frog. Got good hooks on it. You know, they expose. That's one thing I'll tell you about a frog is you want to pay attention to how soft this body is. You want a body that is soft so it collapses and you can get a hook in them. And you also want, when you're fishing these thicker mats, you want something that's got some weight. This has got some weight to it. A lot of the frogs don't. They're too light. One way you can combat that is you can actually take BBs like you would use in an air rifle, and you can insert BBs into this hole where the hook hole is. You can put lead strips in there, like the little nail weights that you would use on a weighted soft jerkbait or a Nico rig. You can shove those in there, and you can put some rattles in there, glass rattles. Probably not, because the glass rattles will actually break. They'll bump up against the hook, or they'll bump up against the BBs in there. So plastic rattle is the way to go on that. You don't want to cut yourself, but that will give that frog a little bit of noise. So you want that frog to be pushing down on the top of the mat. It needs to actually be displacing a little bit of water as it's going through. It gets the fish's attention. If you got something that's real light, it's just going to go over them and they're not going to be able to see it as much. It's a little thing, but it really does make a big difference. And I won't talk too much more about frogs. I just was kind of showing this frog to you. If you guys are in the market for Frog, new frog. I'm kind of liking this thing. It had a pretty good hookup ratio. I missed a few on it, but that's frog fishing. You're gonna miss a lot of, you're gonna miss probably, I don't know, a good ratio is probably 65% hookup, I'm saying, on a good day. A lot of days it's 50-50. As far as a frog rod, there's a lot of other videos out there, but I'll just share the one I use. This is a 7'4" heavy smoke rod and just a loose speed spool. But you want a rod that's got a little bit of tip in it, but it gets heavy really fast because you want to be able to pop those fish and get them out of the mat quick. If you've got too soft of a tip, they'll grab that frog and they will go down. And it's really hard to get them out. A lot of times, the best case scenario is they wrap up in the grass and you can actually just pull them out or go in with the trolling motor and get them. But most of the time they end up getting some leverage and they end up pulling off, which is heartbreaking. It happens a lot though. Couple different styles of frogs. You got your traditional popping frog, and then you got your walking style frog. As far as when to use them, I like the popping frog anytime I've got a little bit of water over the top of those grass mats. I kind of like that popping frog. If you're fishing really thick mats, you don't want the popping frog because this lip will actually catch and it'll cause it to roll over. That's when you're going to have your walking style frog. It's got that taper and it just kind of glides over the mat. And a lot of these, they're weighted in the tail. There's like a weight there. So they'll sit down like this and they kind of just slosh back and forth. But you can use the popping frog and the walking frog in open water situations interchangeable. I would say if you're fishing brim beds, for post-spawn bass, the popping frog may be a little bit better because it's not going to move as far. It's going to just, you can pop it and let it sit. And if you trim the legs on a walking frog, you can get it to go back and forth and it won't actually move horizontal very much. So either one work. It just depends on what you're wanting. As far as colors, I keep it pretty simple, black and white, and then I'll throw in this brown. This is a Kbd Frog, but this brown, I think it's called copper, and then I'll also throw in something with a yellow belly. But most of the time, it's black and white. If I think they're eating bluegill heavy, it's going to be black. If they're on shad, I'm going to go lean more towards the white. And back to the bluegill thing, I will mix in this orange or yellow belly if it's a bluegill deal. And common theory, just a rule of thumb, is dark frog on dark days, white frog on sunny days. But that's not always true. You got to mix it up. I've had real good success with a black frog on a sunny day and a white frog on a cloudy day. So it just depends. You got to kind of let the fish tell you. And that is really it. If I had to go by three frogs, the three frogs that I've had the best luck with over the years, these are just my personal favorites. Leave your personal favorites in the comment section. Let me know what you think about what I'm saying here. If you got anything to add to this, please add it to the comment sections. I always like going back and reading those because I learn a lot of stuff. I learn from that, learn about different frogs that I know about, or different baits that I know about, different techniques or whatever. So leave some comments. Number one frog that I've had a lot of success with is the Spro popping frog. And one of my favorite colors is called the Killer Gill. This is just a really good all-around frog. It's a small profile, so you're just not going to limit your smaller fish. They can suck this in. It's got a decent hook in it. It's not a big hook. This is a little bit more of a finessey toad or frog. Another frog that I've had a lot of luck with. This is the snag-proof ish frog. Maybe it's not the ish frog. I always call it the ish frog. Fat frog, I believe, is what it's called. This is a really good frog. It's got the inner tube technology, so there's actually another floating tube something inside of here, but this does a really good job. I've got a rattle in it. I've caught a lot of fish on this. This is the Cali color, so it's got black and it's got yellow. Another thing I forgot to say about frogs, the belly is the deal. Don't worry too much about the top. The belly is for the fish. The top is for the fisherman. But it does help to have some kind of chartreuse or some kind of high vis top. So when you're making long casts in those mats, it helps you track your frog. You can visually see where your frog is at. So that chartreuse strip will really help. And then the third, actually I'm gonna give you four. I've had a lot of luck with this Kbd Frog, just the Kbd Sexy Frog. Pretty solid frog. It's got really good hooks, a little bit bigger hooks than the Spro popping frog. And then the Terminator series. Terminator makes a really good frog. This is their popping frog. This thing really skips good, and it really walks excellent. It's got really good side-to-side action. It's got a pretty good hookup ratio, and they make the actual walking version of the Terminator frog. This comes in 2 sizes. There's like a 2.5 and a 3-inch. This is the bigger size. I wanted to kind of get something a little bit bigger. I was actually, before I got this PHAT frog, what's it called? The Matt Daddy. Before I got the Matt Daddy, I was throwing this around because it's a lot bigger. They're actually pretty close in size. So, and then, you know, you got this. This is the live target sunfish. This works really good in rivers and stuff. Smallmouth really seem to like that. That's really it. You know, I've got a ton of different frogs. I just wanted to share a few of those with you. Those are the ones that I've had the most luck. A lot of guys like these gavacho frogs. This frog performs very, very well. You talk about easy to walk. This is a very good, easy to walk. If you're new to walking a toad, even though it's a popping frog, I keep saying toad. I kind of use toad and frog interchangeable. But if you're new to frog fishing and you want something that walks really, really well, this gavacho frog walks really, really well. It casts really, really well. It's got a good, it's just got good action all the way around. It's a pretty solid frog. But that's all I got for you guys. Appreciate you checking this video out. Subscribe to the channel if you have not, and share it. And thanks a lot. Till next time.